I'm James Spann. This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Wednesday, the 11th of August. Again, we're focusing on the tropical situation in the Gulf, and we still think one way or the other, whether this is a tropical storm, an open wave, it will bring up the chance of rain, bring down the heat a bit by Friday and the weekend. Let's take a look at some of the Skycam shots around the network this afternoon. First off, coming from Inverness. Traffic down on Old U.S. Highway 280. And a hot, sticky summer afternoon. Now, that's the place to be right there. That's the Mount Cheaha Skycam over in East Alabama, where temperatures are under 90 over there because the elevation, of course, that's at 2,400 feet, but still pretty good-looking sky there. And down south, the sky is cloudy at Gulf Shores, and, of course, all interest there, watching the water out there carefully. The Alabama Gulf Coast under a tropical storm warning for our system that's coming up from the south. There's the water vapor satellite shot, and you can see that it's certainly not a tight system at all. In fact, it's broadly organized down there. But again, we're not looking for a tropical storm or hurricane. We're looking for rain. Doesn't matter in what shape that system is, and I still think it will give us a reasonable chance of getting a pretty good rain event here in coming days. But yeah, it's hot today. Come on now. Birmingham at 96, Tuscaloosa 96, low 90s for Anniston and Gadsden. These, by the way, are 1 o'clock observations. Most folks will probably wind up in the mid to upper 90s. And on the radar at 157, not much out there to help us along. Got a couple of showers up in Franklin County, and that's about it. So much like the past 2 days, rain not a big issue tonight, but just maybe down the line we get wet. Here's a look at the overall rain expected for the next 5 days, valid through Monday morning at 7 o'clock. Big numbers on the Gulf Coast thanks to our tropical depression, 5 inches or so, roughly from Destin to Gulf Shores and over to New Orleans. And up this way, rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches. And again, that's a good thing. And we'll kind of dive into the tropical situation, see if we can see what's happening down there. First off, there's our 3 systems we're watching. One way that is east of the Leeward Islands. Upper winds are causing that one not to develop. System in the middle Atlantic, same thing. Harsh winds aloft, impairing development. And 5, Tropical Depression 5 is getting close to the Gulf Coast already. There's a look at the visible satellite shot. And it's a large circulation. It's just not going to have time to tighten up before it gets to the coast. And that's fine. We don't want a storm surge or a hurricane here. We just want some rain. We'll take a look at the surface analysis coming off the ruck, and you can see the pressure's not fallen here. In fact, if anything, it's gone up a couple of millibars since this morning. Analyzed at 1,010 millibars south of Fort Walton Beach. And you can see rain north and east of the circulation center. I mean, remember, out there in the Gulf, you're not going to see much because of the fact that there's no radar out there. There is some rain below that as well. There's the leading edge of the tropical showers with this depression. About 60 to 70 miles south of the Gulf Coast, south of Gulf Shores in Pensacola. It is raining over southeast Louisiana. And inevitably, some of that should reach the Alabama Gulf Coast this evening. There's a look at the upper air situation. This is the 500 millibar analysis. This is a 12Z this morning. You can clearly see the ridge all across the southern U.S., but there should be a slight weakness in that, allowing it to move north. Modeling. Not a lot of change in the 12Z set here. You can see a number of the models curve that thing up into Mississippi and then over to near Birmingham, and it just stops, just stalls out. And that's a good thing. That's what we need to make it rain here. And understand with a tropical system like this that is fairly disorganized, it's not going to be this big widespread rain mass. It's going to be occasional rain. And we're going to need several days of that thing around here to get us some good rain statewide, and it looks like that could very well happen. The intensity scheme off the models, some of them do bring it up to a tropical storm. I noticed that in the early afternoon update, NHC is talking about downgrading this to an open wave. I don't think they need to do that quite yet because a number of the models do bring it up to tropical storm Danielle strength. In fact, a couple of them bring it up to a strong storm, but more than likely it will be weak and disorganized. And again, the main issue, it's rain, not wind. The governor of Louisiana has declared a disaster, which makes no sense from this because it won't be one. It's a good thing. There's the official track from the Hurricane Center. Moves in really tonight. I know it says 7 a.m. tomorrow, but based on what we're seeing now, it should the broad center should be on the coast tonight, but kind of curves up through Mississippi up into northwest Alabama. The surface low, 7 o'clock Sunday morning around Haleyville. And understand, don't focus on those dots. This is going to be a big old broad spread out system, but we do want to stay on the east side of the center, and looks like we're going to be able to do that. So no doubt we're going to ramp up the chance of rain beginning Friday into the weekend. Heat levels come down. We'll look at the GFS, see how it handles the situation. This is the 12Z run, valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow. This is at 500 millibars. The ridge is weakening somewhat, but still no major change. Highs probably mid to upper 90s, and again, storms should be pretty isolated. Friday, deeper moisture moves up in here from the tropical system. The GFS does not identify a tight surface low, and that's fine. We don't need that. Again, we're just looking for rain. So Friday will increase the chance of rain, and a very deep tropical moisture layer covers the state over the weekend. There's Saturday and there's Sunday. And again, on both of those days, it looks like we'll have scattered to numerous showers and storms, highs probably backing down into the low 90s. And we'll take that. If you average out the rain we get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, most spots ought to get 1 to 2 inches. We'll look at next week. There's Monday. The heat bubble is suppressed off to the west, and they can have it. Big vortex over Canada, and down below that, a surface boundary is a little north of us, and you can see a broad surface low over southwest Alabama. So still, that looks fairly unsettled. There's Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Look at the trough in through here. Trough axis from around Hudson Bay down through the Great Lakes into the Tennessee Valley. Heat bubble on either side of us, and again, a surface boundary kind of approaches, and that still looks rather unsettled. So a pretty decent chance we'll see showers and storms around every day, Friday through Wednesday of next week. Will it rain everywhere every day? Of course not. But along the way, I think if you take those that period, everybody has a pretty good crack at getting some badly needed rain. We'll check the end of the forecast August 27th, way out there. 588 ridging over southeast, no 594, and again down below that, nothing out of the ordinary showing up. But again, you got to figure out there, these tropics are going to heat up at some point. Is these little systems just kind of a warning shot, I think. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog, the next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you are local to us, we invite you to watch us on TV this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.